Hello dear students, welcome to Exam Bar. Dear students, today we are going to discuss chapter 7 transitive and intransitive verbs of Sparkling English Grammar Standard 7. And in this chapter we will discuss what are the transitive verbs, what are the intransitive verbs, and what are the verbs of incomplete predications. So dear students, to understand all these points very well clearly, you must watch this video from the very beginning till end, and even then if you have any confusion, then ask that confusion through comment box. So let's start this video and discuss all these points one by one. At first, what is a transitive verb? What is a transitive verb? What is a transitive verb? My dear students, any verb which has its object, which has its object may be direct or indirect, which has object, it may be direct or indirect object. As we discussed direct and indirect objects in the previous class, that's why there is no need to discuss what are the direct and what are the indirect objects. So dear students, any verb which has its object either direct or indirect or both, those verbs are called transitive verbs. It means a verb with an object is called transitive verb. On the other hand, what are the intransitive verbs? Intransitive verbs. Dear students, any verb which hasn't its object is called intransitive verb. So now simply we can say any verb that has its object is transitive verb, and any verb which hasn't its object is intransitive verb. Let's apply this formula on these examples. I have taken 4 examples, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's check the verb in these sentences are transitive or intransitive. So we must find out these verbs by these formulas. If any object is given, then verb is transitive. If not, then verb is intransitive. So what is the first sentence? Dear students, the first sentence is I bought some expensive pens. One more thing, dear students, if you want to find out any object, then we must ask some questions from the sentence itself. What are those questions? We must ask whom. Then whom will give us living, direct object. It will give us, indirect object. Indirect object. If I ask what, then it will give us what? It will give us direct object. What? Direct object. Now ask these questions from these sentences. I bought some expensive pens. We cannot ask here, this is already living, this is all living object. This object is always living and this object is non-living. So my dear students, in the first sentence, I bought some expensive pens. I cannot ask question starting from whom, as no living object or no living being is given after verb. That's why we cannot ask this question from question sentence number 1. Now ask the second one. I bought some expensive pens. What I bought? Answer is some expensive pens. This is the object. What is some expensive pens is the object in this sentence. And what is the verb here? Verb is bought. What is verb? Verb is bought. So my dear students, in the sentence number 1, object is given, and that's why this verb is transitive. What type of this verb is? My dear students, this is transitive verb. This is transitive verb. I think you got this point very well. Let's take one more example. Meena takes the taxi to school. Meena takes the taxi to school. As in the second sentence, after verb, no living being is given. That's why again we cannot ask question with whom. So let's ask question with what? Meena takes the taxi to school. What Meena takes? Meena takes. What Meena takes? Meena takes taxi. What Meena takes? Taxi. So the verb is takes and its object is taxi. So an object is given in the sentence. That's why the verb used in the sentence is transitive. Once again, second verb takes is also transitive. I think you got this point very well. You got this point very well. Now let's take one more example. Third one. The boy snowed loudly. The boy snowed loudly. What is verb here? Here is snowed verb. The verb is snowed. And then afterward one more word is written, loudly. Only one word is written. So can we ask any question with whom? No, we cannot ask question framed by whom, because any living being is not given after that one. We cannot ask question with what also. We cannot frame here any question for this word snowed. So in this sentence, the verb snowed. The verb snowed is intransitive. Is intransitive. Why it is intransitive? As it hasn't its object. Loudly is not its object. It hasn't its object. That's why snowed is intransitive verb. Next one. I live in Lucknow with my friends. So my dear students, in this sentence, what is the verb? Verb is live. What is the verb? Dear students, verb is live. What is the verb? Verb is live. If verb is live, then who is living? Who is living? No answer. It means, sorry, we cannot ask a question framed with whom, as object is not given in this sentence. I live in Lucknow. I live in Lucknow with my friends. I did not ask with whom I am living. We cannot frame question like this. So in this sentence, verb is once again intransitive, as it hasn't its object. So again the verb is intransitive. Again this verb is intransitive. One more simple trick you can apply in these sentences. If any preposition is given just after verb, if any preposition is given just after verb, like I live in, this is preposition. If any preposition is given just after the verb, in that case the verb is intransitive. In that case the verb is always intransitive. I think you got this point very well. So we discussed these 4 examples regarding transitive and intransitive. I think you got these 2 points, what are the transitive verbs and what are the intransitive verbs, very clearly. Now it's time to discuss what are the verbs of incomplete predication. What are the verbs of incomplete predications? So my dear students, in English we use a number of verbs which are transitive or intransitive or incomplete predication. So dear students, in the previous class we discussed 2 parts of sentence. What are those 2 parts of sentence? A sentence was divided into 2 parts. What were those 2 parts? One subject and second one was predicate. What was that? That was predicate. What was that? That was predicate. So my dear students, any verb which requires some words to complete its predicate part. Any verb which requires some words to complete its predicate. Those verbs are called verbs of incomplete predications. Verbs of incomplete predications. I repeat, any verb that requires some words to complete the sense of predicate. Those verbs are called verbs of incomplete predications. I have already written those verbs, some of those words which are the verbs of incomplete predications. What are the verbs of incomplete predications? So verbs like is, am, are, was, were, become, look, taste, smell, appear, all these verbs are the verbs of incomplete predications. So let's have some examples of these verbs, how they are the verbs of incomplete predications. For example, if I write I am, what is the subject here? Subject is I. What is the verb here? Verb is am. Verb is am. Is this sentence? No, it is not a sentence. Are these two words have any meaning? No, these two words haven't any meaning. If I write I am intelligent. I am intelligent. If I write I am intelligent, then it is a sentence. It has its sense. It has its meaning. So if I write I am, up to this point the sentence hasn't any meaning. And we wrote intelligent. What is intelligent? What is intelligent? Intelligent is the word which completes the sense of am. Which completes the sense of am. That's why these verbs are called incomplete predications. Sorry, the verbs of incomplete predications. Let's take one more example. Let's take one more example. Sugar. Sugar tastes. Sugar tastes. Is this a sentence? No. Is this group of two words have any meaning? No, it isn't. It hasn't any meaning. So how it can be completed? Now if I write sugar tastes sweet. Sugar tastes sweet. So what is the verb here? Sweet. What is the verb here? Taste. Now the verb itself hasn't its complete meaning, and its meaning is completed when we added sweet. What we added? When we added sweet. So the verbs which hasn't its complete meaning without such words, these verbs are called the verbs of incomplete predications. Example is am, are, was, were, become, look, taste, appear, smell, etc. All these verbs are verbs of incomplete predications. I think, my dear students, you got all these points very well. Even then, if you have any doubt, you can watch this video again, and even then you have any doubt, then you can ask your doubt through the comment. Dear students, if you like this class, then share this video with your classmates and subscribe channel Exam Bar and press the bell icon to get the latest update of your classes. Thank you, and thank you again for watching this video.